Hi guys, I hope you're doing great. Welcome to my channel. Here we are with another episode of C# tutorial. In this episode, we're going to learn Windows Phone application, and we will be more familiar with different elements of Windows Form and some buttons and labels. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe it, and if you find this video useful, don't forget to like it. Let's begin. Okay, first we need to create a new project. And we have to find the Windows Form application. Okay, here we select this and we click on next and change the name. First project. Okay, now we create our project. Okay, now our project is created. You see this screen appears and we have to work with this screen. First, I want to show you what this page is. This is our main page of the program. It is called Form 1. You can change its name, and there are many properties and features that can be set, or you can actually ignore them, and I'll tell you how to work with most used and most popular ones. First, I want to run the program to see what a Windows application is. Okay, here this is our project. This is our application, and this is just a blank page, and we have to customize the page as we desire. Okay, we can change the size. As you see, you can maximize, or you can restore it down. You can minimize it and also maximize, and we can close our application. There are some features here, and one by one I'll tell you the most frequently used ones. Okay, here there are some features. You can actually take a look at some of them. They are not actually used much frequently. Here is the name. Here is the name of the this form. This is form 1. We can change its name. I'll tell you later what we can do with this name. But for now, you just ignore this. Here you can change the color. For example, you can convert the color to black. You see this form went black, and you can just change it to control. And there are also other features here. Here we can change form border style. If you change it, here we have sizable. If you remember, when I run the program, you saw that I could change the size of the page. Let me show you again. Here I can actually change the size of our form, but when I change this to fixed 3D, this is not sizable anymore, and you cannot change its size. As you see, you cannot change. You can move it, but you cannot change its size. And if you change it to none, if you see form border style, there is no border around this form, and if you run the program, you see there is no border. Okay, you cannot even change it. So I stop it and I change it to sizable. There are also other features that are used here. You see size. You can change the width and the height. You can change it by numbers, and also you can change it here like this, or by the size. And here we have text. You can change its name. This text represents the name that is written here. I can change it to, for example, my form, and you see my form is written right here. And also there is another property, topmost. If I change it to true, let's see what happened. If I run the program, this is on the top of the programs that are run at the same time on the screen. If I click on this, if I want to, for example, bring this Visual Studio up to the most, I cannot do that because this is up to the most and I cannot get rid of it, and I have to close it. Okay, and here is the topmost. I change it to false. And another one, Windows state. Windows state here is normal. As you saw when I run the program, this appeared on the screen. If I choose maximize, and if I start the program, you see it is maximized from the beginning. And if I change it to minimized, and I click start, you see you cannot see it because it is minimized, and I can bring it from here. Here is our application. And there are also other features that you can actually check them and see how they work. There are also, here we have toolbox. There are many tools, there are many elements that we can use to create our project. For example, if you see in many applications, we have button, labels, we have combo boxes, and I will show you some of them to be familiar with them. And if you want to be familiar and use some specific type of them, you have to work on them. You have to check the properties, and you have to work with them, change the values, set the values to be able to understand how they work. And I'll show you some of them right now. First of all, I want to bring button here. If you click on it, and you can drag it and drop it right here. Well, I have a button right here now. I can set some features of the button. I can change its size, as you see. I can change its width, I can change its height, and I have this button right here. If I run the program, you see it is right here. It is minimized. I forgot to change it. I'll change it right now. You see here is button. If I click on button, nothing happens. If I click on form here, I click on form, and here are the properties of form. Receive form 1 is written here. You have to be careful. And when I click on button, these are the properties of the button. Okay, and if you want to set or change the value of a feature or property, you have to be careful that the element that you want to change its value must be written here. For example, if you want to change the value of form, be careful that form is written here. So if I click on button and I want to change the properties of form, it is not possible. So whatever you want to change, be careful to change its element. Okay, so now I want to change some features of my form. I click on form and I scroll down, and I see here Windows state is minimized. I want to change it to normal. Now if I run the program, it is normal now. Okay, let's see some of the features of button. Okay, let's change some of the features of our button to be more familiar, to know how to work with it. Here we can choose the color, the back color. You can choose it, you can change it to black. As you see, it turned to black. You can change it to whatever you want. Here we have dock. You can select it, and if you can choose from these areas. If I choose this, our button will be attached to the top of the form. And if I choose the left side, it will be attached to the left side of our form. If I click on this, you know, this is our button. Let me change its color to see. Here is all the page is our button, you see, and I cannot change the button. It is fitted to the whole form. So I change dark to none, and you can choose the font. I can change the font of the text here. I can change the size, change the style. For example, I bold it, and you see button is bold here, and I changed its size also. And there are other properties. Here is the location. I can change it by drag it, and I can set the location by changing its number. You see here we have location X and Y. I can change its numbers. For example, I change it to 200, and see the location changed. You can change the location here. Okay, here we have text property. I can change the value of the text. For example, I can change it to save. Now the text has changed. And also we have text alignment. Here is middle center. You see the text is written on the center and middle of the button. I can change it to, for example, here left and middle. You see text changed, the location of the text changed. And also there are other features here. Visible, I can change it to false, and if I change it to false, if I run the program, the button will not be shown. Here you see there is no sign of button because I changed the visibility and I set it to false. I want to introduce some functions of this button, and I will tell you how you can use these functions. You just go to the events. These are the events. Events happen when you do something with these elements. For example, we have button here and we have click event. Okay, if you click on this button, something will happen. If, for example, if you double click on this button, this function here, if you press this button, this function will be executed, and you can write whatever you want here. For example, I want to change the text of the button when I click on the button. Okay, first we have to know what is the name of this button. When you want to change its name, you have to introduce the button to the program to be able to understand what button you want to change. Okay, for example, if I have another button here, how I can say that change the name of this button? I'll tell you right now. Here we have name. Okay, this name must be unique for every element. This represents the element, this name, and you can access the feature of each element by its name. Okay, first I say, for example, save. Let me change its name. Save is not meaningful here. I see a change button. Change underline btn. This is the name of our button. This is the name which we know the button. This is not the text which is written here. This text is here. Here we have text. We can change it to change. Okay. Here the name changed. I want this button to its text to be changed. Okay. Here I write our name of the button, change dot button here dot text. This is the text. I want to change it to, for example, you pressed it. Okay, if I click on the button, the text of the button, the text of changed on dot button will be changed. Okay, I run the program and you don't see the button. Why? Because the visibility is false and we forgot to change it to true. Here visibility, visible is false, it's not visible, and now it will be visible. And we start the program, and if I click on that, you see it changed. Okay, This is called event. When you press the button, here we have click event. There are also other events that we can, for example, use. Here we have font change. If you change the font during the program, it will go to the function which is related to font change. For example, you have key down if you press a key, or we have other we have mouse click, or we have other features. We have mouse hover. For example, let me show you how mouse hover works. Here we have a function, and I want it to change its color. For example, let's write the name of the button, change button dot color, back color equals to color. Color is a class that has the color. Okay, I will tell you what the class is, but now bear in mind that if you want to, for example, set a color of an element, you write color dot. Here there are various colors. For example, to red, I want to change it to red. If I start the program and if I hover the mouse here, you see it changed to red. Okay, let's see another element. I want to introduce you to a label. Here we have label. Whenever you want to represent a text, a sentence, you use label. Let's see some features of label. Here we have auto size. Auto size is set to true. You see, the size of the label is set according to its text size. If I change the text of the label here, for example, my first label, you see its size changed, and now I cannot change its size. I can just change the location. I cannot change its size. In order to change its size, you have to set its property to yes. This one, you think auto size is true. You have to change it to false. Sorry, you should change it to false. And now auto size is false. You can change its size to whatever you want. For example, this size. Like button, you can actually set the alignment of the text which is written on the label. Here you have text align. It is set to top left. You can change it to, for example, middle center, and now it is middle center. You have padding here. You have a margin. You can change them to change the text here. We have font like the button. You can change its form. You can change its size to 24. You see it is now bold. It is now the size has changed. And there are other features that you can take a look to them. You can use image there. You can change its color. For example, change the back color to this one. This change the color, and you can change the fore color. This is black. You can change it to, for example, hot track, and the fore color changed. I want to write a program that when I click on this button, I want to change the this text. Okay, let's go to our program here, and I want to change this time. I want to change the value of our label. I say I have to use the name of the label. What is the name of the label? I have to check it. Label 1. You can change it to whatever you want. Let's leave it label 1. Label 1 dot for example, text. I want to change it to for example, label text changed. Okay, if I press on this, label changed. The color of the button changed also, because we have also here our function. We didn't omit this function. Let's close the program. And I want to tell you something. If you want to delete a function, if you delete it from here, and you go there, you see this error. Never do this. Okay, let's bring the function back. As you see here, we don't see the error. And if you want to omit this function, first you have to go to the event, and from here you have to click on reset, and now you can delete this function. The function is deleted. Okay, here is the option that you can sort the name of the features alphabetically, and you can here use categorize. Here you have appearance, behavior. This is up to you. I use alphabetical. This is more convenient, I believe. Here you click, these are properties. If you click on this, here are events. Okay, let's go to the properties, and you can change the value, you can change the size, and you can work with these features to see how they work. Let me introduce another one. We have a ComboBox here. ComboBox, I believe you have seen this in other applications. ComboBox, when you click on ComboBox, you will see a list which appeared. You can say the elements here, items. If you click on item, you can write all the elements you want. For example, I write first, second, third. Okay, if I click, these are the values that are entered to this ComboBox, and let's run the program. Okay, if I click here, you see these are the lists that I wrote there. Okay, if I click on this, you see first appear here. There are also events that when I click on a specific item, some functions will happen, some event will happen, and you can manage your program there. Okay, you can like other elements, you can change dock, you can change the color, you can change the font, and you can change margin, and also visibility, and these properties. Here are some events. For example, we have click. If I click on the ComboBox, you can handle a function, and you can also check all these functions to see how they work. Here we have selected index change, and if you for example change any of those selection, that function will be executed. Here, this is an explanation, occurs when the value of the selected index property changed. Okay, for example, let's see how it works. I want this to change for example, text of the label. If I run the program, I click on this and I click on first, you see the value changed. Okay, the value of the text. Actually, this function happened. You can write whatever you want in this function. You can change the color, you can actually do whatever you want. Let me tell you another one. Let's see how text box work. We have text box. When you want, for example, input something in your program, you have to use text input. You have to use text box. Here there are events. Here we have click. If you click it, and the one that is used most frequently is text changed. Here, if you double click on text box, you see text changed. When the text which is on this input changes, this function will occur. Okay, let's see how it works. I'll show you an example. I want to write a program. I want to develop a program that when I write anything on this input, that words that input appear on this text box. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay, first I go to the function and I write I want to get the input, I want to get the text which is inside this text box. I say text box, I said its name. What is its name? Its name is text box 1. Okay, and I write text box dot text. Here I can get the text. Okay, I can get the text and I can write it on the label. Okay, so I have to just say label 1 dot text equals to text box dot text. Okay, here let's see how it works. Okay, in here I write A. You see A is written here. Why this happened? Because I wrote A, the text on this text box changed, and this function executed, and the text of the text box, which is A, is assigned to label.text. So the text of the label changed to A. If I write, for example, M, I, R, whatever I write here, if I enter number, this is written here. You can use these properties according to your application. For example, you can also use visibility. You can also change visibility. Text align, here is left. If you saw that the alignment of the text was left, you can change it to right or center according to your application and as you desire. Read only, if you change it to read only, you cannot change the text of the text box. Let me write something on it. For example, the initial value of the text, I want to set it to, for example, AMIR, and now Amir is written right here. If I execute this code, Amir is written here, and I cannot change. You see, I cannot change the value. Now I'm pressing some keys on the keyboard, but I cannot write or delete any character. Okay, this is read only. Okay, let's see other elements like radio button. Here we have a radio button. If I run the program, you see radio button, I can set this to true, but I cannot set it to false, and this is selected now. Okay, you can actually select this from the beginning, and you can initialize it. You can find this property and initialize it to true. Here you have checked. This is the property. If I set it to true, you see this radio button is checked. Okay, most of the time we use radio button with another tool, which is GroupBox. Okay, if I bring a GroupBox here, oh sorry, I want to bring a GroupBox. Let me search it. Here we have GroupBox. This is a GroupBox. There are also some features. I want to tell you something about it. We have a radio button right here. I put radio button inside our checkbox, our GroupBox, and I want to bring another radio button. And if you put these radio buttons inside a GroupBox, you can just have one of them checked. Okay, if for example I run the program, you see, if I set it to true, if I check this radio button, this is unchecked, this is unchecked, and this is checked. At the same time, just one of them can be checked. Okay, I put them inside a GroupBox. If I don't put them inside a GroupBox, for example here and here, and if I want to have another radio button right here, and for example another one right here, just one of them, one of these fours can be checked at the same time. You see, if I check this, this is unchecked. Okay, but for example, if I want to have them separated, I have to put them in a GroupBox. This is the first GroupBox, and I can use another GroupBox, or if I don't have another GroupBox, it's not a problem. Here you see one of them is checked, and here I can check this one. Between these, one of them can be only checked, and between these which are in group box, just one of them can be checked. And this is the end of this session. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe it, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it. Bye for now.